everyone. On behalf of the family, thank you all for being here today and showing your support. At this time, we're going to have some words of remembrance, all right, which will actually be live streamed. So just to make sure that those watching from the live stream, that they have a good view, I'm just going to ask if you come this way, because it's this camera here. And that way, whoever's watching will have to stand here like this.
This should be fine here. No?
Well,
I'm here. That's okay. Hey, you sure they won't see him talking. Right? Yeah. So I'll stand here, so save the viewers.
I would just like to remind everyone, at the conclusion of the words of remembrance, I want to let you know, and I'm going to be a little stingy, but just make sure you eat something before you leave. Okay, we have some wonderful sandwiches to the left there, and vegetable tray, and dip. Please help yourself at the conclusion of the words of remembrance. Thank you very much.
Is this on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Welcome, everyone. My name's Ian McNeely. It's a great turnout here to remember our friend Rob. On behalf of the family, as we already did, I'd like to thank everybody for that. Melanie and Jackie approached me a while ago and asked if I would say a few words today. Of course, I accepted. And if there's anybody else that would like to come forward, just let me know or raise your hand and we'll make that happen. I've been friends with Rob for over 25 years. We met when I became a realtor back in 2000 at Royal LePage. From our first meeting, it was clear we shared many of the same interests and had the same sense of humor. Our interests were mostly sports, mainly hockey, baseball, and golf. But we shared an interest in all sports and competition and music too. Little known fact that I'm sure nobody knows in here, Rob had a good singing voice. I'm sure if you knew Rob, you already know this, but Rob was very knowledgeable about sports, not just in the mainstream sports, but all sports. It didn't matter what was being discussed. He always had an interesting fact or a stat to share, and it was truly amazing to see his sports knowledge. I used to refer to it as Cliff Clavin-like. His hockey love was highlighted when he and Melanie got involved with the Junior A Canadians for a few years, taking in billets and supporting the team. Their home was always an active hangout during those seasons for a number of players. Rob was very proud of that, and I know firsthand it brought him a lot of happiness. It was a very important part of his life, and there are still connections with those boys and their families today. His knowledge extended well beyond sports as well. He could easily discuss current events of any type. He always seemed to be up to date on pretty much any topic. He loved and respected the abundance of wildlife that would be in our backyards. Our backyards adjoined for a while. And the wildlife up at Audie Lake as well. And he very much loved his dogs. He was devastated when he lost his beloved Jigs and Daisy, but he was happy when along came Dexter and Poppy. Another interesting quality that I always noticed about Rob early on and consistently throughout the years of our friendship, he was always much more interested in what was happening in your life and your family, and he never really talked about his own life and accomplishments, and believe me, I know there was lots. He was a private guy, but he really cared about his friends. If you were his friend, you were his friend for life. He would always ask questions about my kids when we got together, and he always wanted to know how things were going with their sports and education, and he loved them all dearly. He had a close connection with them all. As we started to have grandchildren hanging out in the backyard, he was always make a point to come over and say hello and check on how they were doing, and you could see the joy that it brought him. I'm sure all of you can recall times when you ran into Rob and how truly genuine he was about being interested in what was going on in your life and downplayed anything that was happening with his. He was an accomplished realtor for a number of years. He knew the business inside out, thanks to his mom, Jackie, who still remains a legend in these parts when it comes to the subject of real estate. They were both very supportive of me when I started, and I relied on them a lot as I navigated my first few years. There was nothing Rob couldn't help with, and if he didn't know, he would research ferociously again to find out the answers. Often I would say to him, why don't you just ask Jackie, for Christ's sake, right? He enjoyed very much all those years he worked in real estate, especially with Jackson Homes. Rob often told me how great Josh and his family were to work with and how well they treated him. They can confirm this little bit of tidbit 100%. Rob was a snappy dresser, always in a fresh, clean, crisp shirt, well-groomed and ready to go. He took pride in looking his best. He was a very talented golfer, holding course records that stand today in local places like Beckwith and Scottish Glen. His study of the game was exactly how he approached everything else, with an appetite for more knowledge. The first summer we met, we used to play golf 3 or 4 times a week. I was not very good at the time, but he was extremely patient and very good teaching small details about the game that were taught to him years ago. Slowly I became better, but never quite good enough to beat him. For those who know me, I don't like to lose. So I never stopped trying. When Rob was sick in the hospital, I got to go visit him a number of times. And I remember I was able to get a smile and an eye roll when I said, I bet I can beat you now. He would never miss our annual outings for Cooper's birthday. And that started when Cooper was 10. We had some great games with Rob and Cooper and I and Bennett. And as we played in dozens of local tournaments over the years, and a lot of people here would know that Rob played a lot of golf. He loved to play at the Miss, and he loved to play just about anywhere. He just loved the game. If you read his obituary, you'll recall the story of Rob starting out as a righty, and eventually on the advice of his instructor at a young age, he began shooting left. Well, I don't know if this was a testament to how good he was or how bad I was, but he decided one day to play around shooting right, and he beat me. I tell you, I wasn't very happy about that. So we started playing a little less the next couple of summers. It wasn't because we didn't want to play anymore, but both our lives were changing day by day. Me with the kids in hockey, and Rob because he met a beautiful, vibrant young lady named Melanie. He was very smitten with her. On numerous occasions when we would golf or have lunch, he would tell me how crazy he was about her. I still remember the day he told me he was going to ask her to marry him. It was the first time I ever saw Rob nervous. Eventually they were married, and there was an epic celebration up at Audie Lake. I think it was a week-long event. I just remember I had to take time off from taking time off. I was honored to be asked to be their best man and enjoyed part of their lives for that special celebration and all the years since then. He loved you, Mel. Thankfully, you have many great memories to hold on to as you move forward. You two had a lot of fun together over the years and a ton of happy times. His wit and your sense of humor was something to behold, and I witnessed it many times. We had frequent weekends and holidays at Audie Lake. There was a lot of good times and many, many laughs. There are so many people I could mention that were involved in these times, but I'll refrain from that to protect the innocent. My kids, my wife Tara and I have enjoyed many beautiful days on the beach and on the water, and many incredible meals and good wine on the deck watching sunsets. Jackie, Rob, and Mel were always such gracious hosts. Jackie, Rob had a deep love and respect for you. He may have at times tried to display his tough exterior as do not look like a mama's boy, but I know he was. He worshiped the ground you walked on and was proud of your hard work and success. You're a great mom. And he knew he could always count on you for anything. Rob talked often about his dad, Bert. I only met Bert a few times, but it was clear how much Rob loved him through our conversations, and he was devastated when he lost him. Clearly, he had a big impact on Rob's life. He shared with me some great times that they had years ago when he was playing sports or fishing and boating on the lake. And as you can see from all the photos, he had a great childhood. He was happy and he enjoyed all the things that every young man should enjoy. In closing, I will remember Rob as a loyal, and a good friend. Even though throughout the 25 years that we were friends, we had times where our paths were moving in different directions, but whenever we had the opportunity to reconnect, it's like we never missed a day. Because we lived right next door to each other for the last 8 years, we had the opportunity to connect more often. I'll miss our chats on the front and the back deck. I hope you're at peace, buddy, and I promise I'll do my best to make sure you're not forgotten. You're a great guy, and I enjoyed being your friend, and I'm sure everyone here will do their part. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ian. All right, everybody eat. Because then you can do the challenge.